Hello and good evening, viewers. Hope you're all having a lovely evening. Hope you're able to hear me, and hope that you are all well. I don't know if any of you are here yet, but anyway, here we are. We've got the little mini Thatcher, as I call it, next to me. Um, yes, we've got Paulie Golter here. We've got Linz. Hello, Linz, who says good evening to Min. She's inside reading the Financial Times, as only a businesswoman could do, I suppose. No, I think she likes reading the magazine. That's all she really reads. Anyway, good evening to you all. I'm going to speak quietly because the neighbours are having dinner in their garden, so I don't want to interrupt their dinner, but I'm allowed to do what I want in their garden. So show us the seagull. Well, it's a little bit hard, so we can't really do that. It's got a new home. I've created it an enclosure because of all the nasty people who want to kill it. So it's safe. It's safe. So, right, okay, there's a few of you coming in, and this is a fabulous thing. So, anyway, good evening to you all, and welcome. Thank you for your company. So, there we go. Paulie is glad it's safe. I'm very glad it's safe too, but it's Um, we haven't watered the garden as a result because unfortunately where it's living is next to the tap, so I can't water the garden. So I have to think of a solution for the morning, won't I? Anyway, there we go. It's Saturday night, and you're going to get a quiz, so that'll be fun. Um, you know, we can have all sorts of people involved in the quiz. We love a quiz, but for the moment, here we are in the garden. I may move the quiz indoors later because I think the neighbours are probably having their dinner party, and I don't want to intrude on their dinner party. But but there we are. But I'm entitled to sit out here for a little while, and this is our garden, and we can do what we want here. So we will do what we want. And yes, so hello, welcome. So what have you got to say? Any of you got any questions for me before we begin on anything? Obviously, I'm getting loads of messages. Thank you for all your messages. That's very kind. So thank you. Hope you can hear me. Right. Um, right. Get the speakers out. I'm being very tolerant and quiet, and I'm being very civilized, and I'm not trying to interfere with other people's events. No, that would be inappropriate. But I didn't know they were going to have a dinner party at the exact same time I was doing this. So there we go. So there we go. But we do our program at 7 o'clock, and that's the time we do our program. So here I am, and here I am talking to you as you all want. And there's over 300 of you here. So thank you. Yes, thank you. Right. The Madeline McCann search found nothing. Well, it did. We'll come to that in due course. So that is a topic we'll talk about at length later. So, right, okay. Anyway, before all the people come in, we need a few more of you. Right, okay. You're sick of the dumb people. You don't like Trump. You don't like Elon Musk. You don't like the Madeleine McCann search. You don't like this. You don't like that. Okay. Well, anything you do like would be a good thing. Dinner party outside with gulls. No, the seagulls are very nasty. They tried to kill the poor little bird, so I've created the poor little bird a sanctuary, and the poor little bird is now locked up in its sanctuary. I don't think it's very happy to be locked up for all this time, but there we go. But it seems to be it likes peaches. It's decided it likes peaches, so that's an interesting thing, isn't it? The seagulls don't like peaches, but the little bird loves the peaches because it loves the sugar, I suppose, in the syrup. So we don't like Michael Barrymore. Well, nobody likes Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore is one of the most evil people on the planet. Obviously, my friend Sue Homan was married to Stuart Lubbock, who was murdered by at a party held by Michael Barrymore. So I'm very anti Michael Barrymore myself. Michael Barrymore is one of the most repugnant specimens on the entire planet. He is not a nice man. He is not suitable for human consumption. Absolutely wrong. I know we really don't like, 9 people went to a party and 8 of them lived. It was like an Agatha Christie story, but it was very wrong because 2 children do not have a father. And, my friend Sue Homan, who was obviously married to this poor man who was murdered in this house, and all sorts of bad things happened to him, as you know. It is totally sickening and wrong that that happened to him. So I will continue to campaign for that for the rest of my life. I campaign for the victims against of abuse and the terrible things that happened to that poor man, raped and murdered, and Michael Barrymore ran away from the scene of the crime along with the bin man. Isn't that disgusting? And isn't that shocking? And isn't that wrong? Yes, Barrymore does YouTube vlogs, and he does TikTok. That is his thing. TikTok is his thing. He should be locked up in prison. He is a disgusting, revolting man, and he has, those 2 children grew up with no parents, and I was a friend of the grandfather. I became a great friend of the grandfather, and I campaigned for justice, and I will not be quiet about that. So there we go. So that is where I stand on that matter. So, okay, Barrymore is an awful person. Well, yes, you're completely right. Anyone who says Barrymore is bad, you're my friend, okay? Anyone who says Barrymore is good, get off my channel. Barrymore is doing YouTube. He's growing his social media. Well, good for Barrymore. I've challenged you, Michael Barrymore, to come and have a little debate with me, Barrymore. You are a nasty little man. I went to see Stuart Lubbock's father, Terry, in the home just before he died. He has never had justice for the murder of his child. You ran away from the scene of a crime, Barrymore. You are a supposed famous television presenter, and you ought to man up, grow up, and show up and turn up. I'm not very impressed with you, Barrymore. Barrymore, come on, let's be having you, Barrymore. And I won't be tolerating much more of you, Barrymore, because you are a wicked, terrible man. So come on, Barrymore, man up, grow up, speak up, do the right thing. We will carry on in here for a little while, but there is a dinner party going on behind me, so I will probably move indoors. I think it may be a good idea to move indoors because there's too much noise in the background, and I think they want a bit of peace, probably. So we will move indoors at some point soon, but moving indoors involves all sorts of logistics. So, every day I do my program, I get interrupted by something or someone. I was planning on having a nice little program in the garden, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen, is it? So I don't really think it's wise to ruin someone's dinner party, but we need to be able to do our program. So I will have to move on. You can't hear the dinner party. Okay. So we'll carry on here. Okay, we'll carry on just as we are. Perfect. Okay. Right. No, I can't shout at them. No, that's not correct. That would not be the correct thing to do. Okay, right. Who the hell wants Barrymore? He has been at it for years. Well, Michael Barrymore dressed up as Hitler. And he got on his knees and he worshipped Jimmy Savile in the Big Brother program. That is an unacceptable piece of behavior. It is not the way to behave, and it's unacceptable in 1984, and it's definitely unacceptable in 2025. Michael Barrymore was involved with Marie Claire Baroness von Olvensleben, a nasty racist who called my friend Jackie a Jewish pig. We don't like people like that. We don't like nasty people. and I will not tolerate nastiness. So, I'm a very, very vocal person when it comes to racism, and that is how we are. We are campaigners, and we do not put up with this nonsense. So we speak out. There we go. Yeah, Hitler and Adolf Hitler. Yes. Well, there we are. So, right. Anyway, we'll carry on with this program. So, right, what's your next thing? I've had Samantha Markle on the phone today, sister of Meghan. Oh, here you are. You can have a little vocal with Okay, I'll see if we can have a vocal with our little bird. Come on, here we are. Come on, Minnie Cheddar, Minnie Thatcher. No, it doesn't want to make a noise now. It was making a noise just a minute ago. We've created a little home. The poor little bird has been treated very badly by all the local community, so I've built it a little home. It's living under the table and it's totally hemmed in. It can't escape. It's safe because the seagull tried to kill it. Here we are. There you go. It's making a noise. So I don't know if you can hear the noise, but Minnie Thatcher is making a noise. So good old Minnie Thatcher is joining in. Well, it's great because we want the bird to start prospering because all these people. Here we go. Yes, you want to join in. Yes, I realise. Sorry. There you go. You can hear it in the background, probably. But the little bird needs to learn to fly, and then it can get away because we need to get rid of it. Here we are. It's making a racket now, but we've built it a shelter, and it can't get out, and it's totally safe. Because the seagull tried to kill it this morning, and I was appalled that this horrible bird was massacring it. I don't like animal abuse, as you know. I come from a farming family, but we don't like abuse of animals of any form. And some of the people here have been saying kick it in the sea. And no, I will not be kicking it in the sea. I've protected it, and it's got its little home. And wouldn't you agree, Lady Min? We've got to protect the bird. Hello? We have to protect the bird. Yes, well, they all want to kill it. All these people, we don't like it. We want the bird protected. So the bird has to stay. So now that the bird is in its sanctuary now, and it can't get out, and it's stuck. But it's a nice bird. So anyway, you're safe in there, and you like your peaches. It's literally a bird that loves peaches. So anyway, we'll give it more peaches. I didn't know magic because all the other birds won't eat the fruit. So anyway, we've got a bird that loves peaches. It's completely mad, this situation. Here I am being the guardian of a bird. It's completely bonkers, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. Right, protect the bird. Precisely, yes. Protect the bird. It likes dog food and it likes chicken soup, which I made myself, obviously, out of the last Sunday's Sunday lunch. It seems to love that chicken soup. So anyway, the chicken soup is I banned every single visitor having the chicken soup. So the chicken soup is now, mini Thatchers. So there we go. Right. Yes, we love the bird, don't we, Min? You love the bird. Yes. Well, we'll speak up louder. Yes, right. Okay. Well, her enthusiasm isn't great, is it? There we go. But she's not really much use at all of that. You can see this umbrella. The umbrella was to keep it cool. We've had a chair to keep it in, and our neighbours don't want it at their homes because they're all scared of it and they think it's terrifying. It's not terrifying at all. It's a lovely bird. It's just a lovely little bird. But this horrible bird, big seagull, went for its neck, and a cat killed the other one. So I'm not going to allow this poor bird to die. So I will protect it. Anyway, it's got a little home here, and we built it a home, so it's staying with us. Thank God we stopped it going in the neighbour's garden because the poor neighbours, they didn't really want it in their garden because they've got their own things to do. But we don't care. We like it, so we'll have it here. It's now going to stay here. I thought I'd try and put it somewhere else, but it escaped every time. And then it came running through the house when it was chased by the seagull that tried to kill it this morning. And I was terrified. I saw it try and go for its neck. Awful. These birds are very vicious. And anyway, we've got this little bird, and it's now. Anyway, it seems to be happy here. So there we go. I'm sorry, I keep ducking and diving underneath. I'm just checking on the little Mini Thatcher. But anyway, Mini Thatcher is your new friend. So if you want to send Mini Thatcher some gifts, you're very welcome. Send it some dog food, please. Dog food is appreciated. I'm going to go and buy dog food tomorrow, but you don't have to send anything at all. I'm not asking it for anything. I'll just. I think it has to have mush. Somebody organised some bananas. Too many of them. I'll just see if it likes bananas next. I'll try that out. It seems to like peaches, but it likes the sugar. So I'll have to make a sugar syrup, and then I'll pour it over the bananas. I think that could be the way forward. That could be the way forward. It will not be getting any mini cheddars, that's for sure, because my friends have arrived back here with some mini cheddars for me. So they're for me. Nobody gets my mini cheddars. No, 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 no. Mushy peas. No, no, mushy peas are lovely. What do I think of recreational drugs? I don't take recreational drugs, but if you want to take recreational drugs, good for you. Hope you enjoy them. Fabulous thing to do if you want to do that. But I've never tried one of them in my entire life. I've never tried cannabis. I've never tried cocaine. I've never tried heroin. I like alcohol, but that's it. So there you are. That's all for me. Seagull chicks like vomit. Well, I don't know about that. I've no idea, but no, I don't think we want to give them scrambled eggs. That's not a good idea. There'll be a mess. But anyway, the little bird is happy in its little home, and at least it's safe from the evil birds and the nasty people around the corner who want to kill it. The nasty lady over around the corner wants to kill it. And she told me, she said, chuck it in the water. And I thought that was a very nasty thing to say because seagulls are actually protected birds. So I'm going to stand with the seagull. So Minnie Thatcher is staying with us, and we are not moving our little war room. The poor little bird doesn't have much room to go around in, but it's got plenty of food, and we keep giving it water. It gets San Pellegrino by the hour. So we look after the little bird, and we're happy to have the bird as a neighbor. The bird is a good friend. I never thought I'd be talking about a seagull. You know, I talk about true crime, and here I am going banging on about a seagull. It's ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in my life. Defending a seagull. It's like I could have been the barrister for the seagull. There we go. You know, keep the seagull alive or throw it in the water and kill it. Because that's what they did to the other one. Last week, they murdered the other one. Horrible, horrible people. And I know who they are. And I really don't like them. Awful people. It's like Coronation Street, this place. They're just so parochial and miserable. And they're scared of beautiful nature. I grew up on a farm, so I'm not really scared. But on a farm, my father wouldn't have had any of this nonsense going on. But it's just, honestly, seriously, what's wrong with these people? It's just a bird. It's not doing them any harm. Leave it alone. Oh, it's ruining my carpet, said one of them. I want it killed, she said. I said, excuse me? She said, pick it up and chuck it in the water. I said, if you touch that thing, you will make sure that all the other birds come and kill it. I said, that's not a nice thing to do. Disgraceful. I'm very disgusted by her. I don't think I'll speak to her ever again. I think it's horrible. Anyway, our little bird, it's gone back to sleep. Poor old Minnie Thatcher has gone back to sleep because it's got its food, it's got its water, It's happy. The other one's inside reading the Financial Times because I went and bought a copy of it. So she's happy. She's not causing any trouble either. So yes, okay. Well, we can. We've got over 100 of you here now, so we'll talk about our first topic. Our first topic. I've just been on the phone to Samantha Markle, the sister of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, earlier, and yeah, she has a few views on Meghan's twerking. You know, the nasty little video she just made. Shame on you, Meghan. What are you doing? You're bringing shame on the royal family. The British royal family do not need your kind of behaviour. And Samantha, your sister, your half sister, who is a lovely lady who is going to be bringing a court case against you in September, by the way, in Jacksonville, Florida. And I will be attending the court case in Jacksonville, Florida, because I've decided that is, I have to get back to work. It is time to get my life back. So we're going to be at a court case in Jacksonville, Florida. Anyway, your little baby bump, it didn't look real, said your sister. Um, you're not allowed to be doing such dancing in a hospital. Why weren't you wearing masks? Because it was during a lockdown. So why weren't you wearing a mask, Meghan? So this is all a load of fakery. Meghan Markle, yet again, Meghan has created fakery. Her own sister has confirmed this to me this afternoon. You are telling a pack of lies, Meghan. And, you know, why weren't you wearing a mask? You were twerking. It was 2024 when you made the video with an aim to appeal to the black community. But in 2021, when your child was born, there was no twerking going on. So you've really not been very clever, have you, Meghan? You didn't think about your strategy, love, did you? You're actually worse than the village idiot. You're worse than the village fool. Totally stupid. The Markle family view this to be a disgrace on the family, and Samantha has asked me to convey that this is a shocking state of affairs, the way you behave. And as for the Prince Harry in the video, it's not Prince Harry. It is the makeup artist because no one can see his face. Prince Harry wasn't even present in the room. But this all brings shame upon the royal family. So, what are you doing, you stupid people? Absolutely ridiculous. Poor behavior, filthy, raunchy, PR trying to candy coat it, says Samantha Markle. Samantha is a lovely lady who talks sense. It's dangerous to the baby, not close to the delivery, and the royal family should not be subjected to this, she says. The bump looks like a misshaped sack of potatoes. I totally agree. There is something not quite right about this whole saga. So then I asked her about the money, because we always say follow the money. Follow the money because money is very important. The money has run out. They have lived beyond their means. And Doge has cut out their charities. So well done to Doge. For once, Trump gets it right. I agree with Trump on this one. And, you know, it's time for the tax deductibles to stop. Meghan and Harry are a couple living beyond their means. They're a pair of deceivers, they're a pair of liars, and they're a pair of cheats. We don't like them. Nobody likes them. It is time that their corrupt sponsors and them were put to stop. Enough is enough. She is a duchess of nowhere that wants a palace, and she wants a royal court in Montecito. Well, I'm sorry, America doesn't have royal family, so you're not going to have a court in Montecito, you silly little waste of space. So there we go. Right. Um, right. Okay. You think it's all a bit overblown. Okay. A few questions from the audience. Let's have a few questions from the audience. That will be appreciated. The Duchess of Scamelot, you call her. Okay. Matt Grant. Okay. Right. Okay. Have we any questions about this? I've had Samantha on the phone. I haven't spoken to Thomas, the father, today, but I'd like to speak with Thomas. But Thomas is a lovely man, great man. But I'd speak with Samantha, the half sister. She is a decent lady, and she's been treated very badly by evil Meghan, who I call Meghan. So let's move on. Can I drive a tractor? Of course, I can drive a tractor. I grew up on a bloody farm. Of course I can drive a tractor, easy peasy. Tractors are easier than cars, and I could, Range Rovers and whatever else I drive. My first car was a Jaguar E-Type, but I can drive a tractor, easy peasy. Right, okay. What's the next question? You were watching the Royal Grift. I'm not sure what the Royal Grift is, but is this the Sean Atwood program? The Royal Grift, because he doesn't answer my phone calls. Sean Atwood, if you're listening, I've been trying to call you. I have spoken with Ron Swanson, and I do speak with my friend Victoria Haig. And I love Victoria, and I've known Victoria a lot longer than I've known you. It doesn't matter how long we've all known one another, but please grow up, all of you. Please, just be nice to one another. There's no need for all these rows. I don't know what's going on between you, but anyway, there we go. I don't need to be put in the middle of a row because this woman wrote to me this morning and was going, "Oh, are you on the side of which one?" No, I was like, seriously, I don't really have a clue what they're rowing about. But the Ron man has bothered to call me, and we've had a little chat. And of course, Victoria is my dear friend. She's a brilliant jockey, brilliant racehorse trainer, fabulous lady. And I don't need to be in the middle of a row, but I'm busy with the Meghan Markle saga and the Jeremy Bamber saga and the Menendez brothers, because the Menendez are my main priority right now, because they're going to get out of jail very shortly. It's a wonderful thing. It's absolutely wonderful. We have been campaigning for the Menendez brothers for you know over 15 years. Everybody told me to shut up, and then we've got Jeremy Bamber, and we're getting there with that too. And I'm very lucky that I choose good cases, and I don't like injustice, so I speak out, and I will continue to speak out. So there we are. Okay, right. Have I used just for men hair dye? No, I don't need any hair dye. No, I won't ever be using hair dye. When I go grey, I'll go grey. Okay, if that's what you want. Seriously. Anyway, the little bird is getting a bit fractious. Oh, it wants some more food, I think. But it's got plenty of food for the moment, but it's trapped in its little cell. So it's all right for tonight. And we're not going to water the garden tonight because the neighbours are having a dinner party and, well, it needs to stay where it is. So I can water the garden in the morning. The garden can survive for a night without water. What was my least favourite job on the farm? Um, I used to hate going to the pheasant pens to deal with all the pheasants because it was always a mess. And now I've got a little bird in a cage as well. So it's like having the same thing again, but I've only got one. So there we go. Um, there I had 300 in every pen, and we had probably 10 or 15 pens. So, yeah, feeding those pheasants in those pens was a nightmare because the gypsies used to come and try and kill them and all the rest of it. And what a nightmare that was. So, no, I'm right. Um, right. What sort of bird do I have? Well, I think you already know. It's a fledgling seagull. It's just we've talked about this on repeated occasions, but anyway, it's going to stay here for the night. It's not going anywhere tonight, but tomorrow I think I might have to let it go. I think it can't be stuck in there forever. But I built it a little shelter, and I'm trying to save it from the nasty neighbours and the horrible cat and the horrible seagulls, because all these horrible things around here, they all want to kill it. And I don't want it killed because I think it's a lovely creature. And I don't like murdering beautiful nature. So I'm going to protect it. So it's staying for now because it's become my friend. And we've named it Mini Thatcher. So, it's mini Cheddars and meets Margaret Thatcher. So it's staying with us. And if anyone comes and hurts our beautiful creature, they'll get a bash around the head. And I don't care who they are. The Guardian from down the street, he's supported me. Well, she did from round the corner, different street. And we've had the gardeners, and they all love it. So we're going to protect it. We're going to protect this poor little thing. There's no need to hurt this beautiful creature because it's an innocent creature that just can't fly, and this horrible seagull just tried to murder it, and we won't be having that. It's not very nice, is it? We don't like nastiness. Right. Well, if we release it, then the seagull will kill it. So that's not a good idea. Not right now. No. The seagull tried to murder it this morning. It went for its neck. So no. We can't have that happen again. No, we have. What's happened with Sean Atwood? Well, I don't know. He doesn't answer the phone. He's had a row with the other ones, so it's nothing to do with me. I'm nothing to do with that. I have my own program on Talk TV. I work for Rupert Murdoch. I'm the evil empire. I do all the terrible things. I love getting paid by Rupert Murdoch. Okay, yeah, I enjoy working for the evil empire. There we go. So I do my TV show. I talk about Madeline McCann. I talk about Claudia Lawrence. I talk about other missing people or, murder cases or whatever it is with my wonderful friend Peter Blexley, who runs the program on Channel 4, Manhunt, a fabulous program. He's a wonderful man. He doesn't like the woke. We hate the woke. We are anti-woke beyond belief, and we love to wind up the woke. So that's what we do. So I'm very lucky that I have freedom of speech. I'm probably one of the last people on the planet who's got freedom of speech. And thank you to Rupert Murdoch for that, because I'm allowed to say whatever I want on my TV show. And, Piers Morgan is a brilliant man. I think he does a great job with his programs. I think there are other people out there. I can't stand Richard Madeley. I don't like Judy Finnegan. Don't like her. I can't stand Holly Wally, whatever her name is. The Q jumper at the Royal Queen's funeral. Shame on her. Philip Schofield, the well-known, well-known sexual abuser. Shame on him. Thank God he got thrown off. I exposed a fair few of these people, and Eamon Holmes, ghastly, awful man. Awful. But there are so many good people out there, brilliant broadcasters. And I love to support the brilliant broadcasters against the wicked ones. Judy would be fun on the piss, says Sebastian. I can tell you, Judy Finnegan ruined my grandmother's Christmas Day party. So we will not be having Judy Finnegan around at our house ever again because she's a piss head. Yes. Right. Next, Lorraine Kelly. We love Lorraine Kelly. Men, what do you think of Lorraine Kelly? Lorraine Kelly. She thinks fabulous. She says, her indoors is saying she loves Lorraine. So last time I saw Lorraine was at the premiere of Mamma Mia. And I was invited to the premiere of Mamma Mia by Cher, of all people. And I think Cher is one of the most wonderful people on the planet. I know she comes across as a bit wacky, but she is one of the most glorious people and so kind. And she's so decent and lovely. And Lorraine, the famous Lorraine from Glasgow, the Gorbals gobbledygook, is the way they talk of her language. I was walking down the red carpet. I'm just a guest. I'm nothing important. There's Pierce Brosnan and there's, all the rest of them. And Lorraine goes, "Oh, Matthew." And I said, "Oh, hello, Lorraine. How are you?" I don't know her very well, but she remembers everybody. If she met you 20 years ago, she would remember you 20 years later. That is the amazing thing about Lorraine. Lorraine has the memory of a tortoise. She's absolutely fantastic. So we walk into the theatre after I've said hello to Lorraine, and I'm sitting next to the chief of the film company. I don't know what his name was. He was American. He was terribly rich, and he had his rich children, and they came round for dinner the next night, but I can't remember their names. Anyway, they said to me, because Lorraine was asked to introduce the people on the stage, they said, "What language is that woman speaking in?" I said, "Oh, Gorbals gobbledygook." I said, "It's a very strange English language." And they laughed. And Lorraine actually, she knows how to have fun. And Richard Madeley is not a fun person. Lorraine should be the one promoted. Don't you agree? We want Lorraine. We hate Madeley and we love Lorraine. Lorraine is lovely. Madeley is monstrous. We love Lorraine. Lorraine! More Lorraine.
He is monstrous.
Yes.
Dyes his hair.
He dyes his hair, she says.
And has a hideous wife.
He has a hideous wife, she says.
Full of himself.
He's full of himself. Well,
for no reason.
Well, my grandmother said far worse, but there we go. Anyway, she's having a little pop at him, but I don't disagree with her views.
Life's an idiot.
He is an idiot. Okay, well,
ITV should not be employing him.
He should not be employed, she's screaming in the background. Okay, well, my grandmother did say a lot more because we did not like having. We're getting a call, incoming call. I don't know whether we can do this on the program. We can try. I don't know. Hello, hello. Are you on the? Are you on my program? Oh, well, I'm on my program, but I don't know whether you're joining in. Yes, I'm live to my audience. I don't know whether you can be heard. Here we are. We've got a voice from Canada. If you can you hear us, the audience? We've got an old friend from Chelsea who happens to live in Canada. If he can be heard, you can't hear it. Oh, it's his birthday. I don't think they can hear you. I think they. Oh well. Oh right. Well, I bet. I don't know. T.G. Wilson. Oh, well, I know you can't be heard, so I will call you again another time. I don't know. Now, is it Cliff Richard, they say?
They say it's Cilla Black.
They thought, well, we've had Cilla Black.
Oh, it's who could it be?
No, they can't understand. Anyway, I better go because I'll call you back.
All right,
bye. Happy birthday. One of my friends calling in, so unfortunately I cannot bring in other guests because the stupid system doesn't work. My little helper cannot organize anything. He can't even organize a bus ticket, let alone a computer. So, honestly. Anyway, my friend was calling from Canada to say it was his birthday, and I wanted to wish him happy birthday. I'll call him back afterwards. He wanted to pretend he was Cliff Richard or Cilla Black, but he unfortunately isn't. Thank God for him. Well, he fortunately isn't. Anyway, that was cult television. Yes, precisely. wish Cult Television a happy birthday. Anyway, cheers to you all. Thank you for your participation. I think this little bird's getting a little fractious. Oh dear. I don't know what it's doing now, but it's trying to escape, but it won't be able to escape because it's got no way of escaping, so it's stuck. So it's not going anywhere tonight, and we're not watering the garden tonight because, frankly, the garden's all right, and it can wait for until tomorrow morning. It's better we protect the bird because the bird is going to be killed by all these horrible people because they all want to kill it. So it's not very nice. Richard and Judy are awful. Yes, we totally agree. What do I think about Hawksmoor Restaurant and all the racist thugs? Um, I think the whole story stinks. Something doesn't add up about the story. Hawksmoor, well, they overreacted, and I think. But would you want Tommy Robinson in your restaurant? No. Oh, I think the bird is trying to escape. Oh dear. I think we've got some noise coming here. Oh, behave yourself, little bird. Just stay there. Oh God. I think someone's trying to move things behind us. That's all. But no, we mustn't move anything behind us because if we move things behind us, the poor little bird escapes and then we have a big problem. So we mustn't move anything. Please don't move anything behind me, whoever you are, because it won't help the situation because the poor little bird is quite happy there. And we're going to give it some more peaches because it loves peaches. So we've got some peaches left. It loves the sugar in the peaches. So it'll be happy there for tonight. And that's where we. Sorry?
Let him out for a
We
bit.
can't let it out.
Why?
No, because it will. Really, don't be silly. No, we're getting trouble from
It's
behind.
a bit of exercise.
It doesn't need any exercise. I'm getting shouted at. It's ridiculous. The wildlife experts who don't even bother to do anything to help the bird. I'm the one who helps the damn bird, so I'm in charge of the matter, aren't I? So I won't be having anyone telling me what to do. It's loving the water. It needs some more water shortly, which it will be getting once I finish this program, and we will be stopping the program at an hour because I will quickly go and deal with the bird and then I will give you a quiz. But for the moment, we're carrying on. So, peaches are not bird food. Well, this bird likes peaches. I can tell you, this bird has been attacked today by a nasty bird that tried to bite its neck off. So, I think it deserves a few peaches. Wouldn't you agree?
What?
It deserves a few peaches after a horrible bird tried to bite its neck off. I'm being told not to give it peaches. Well, it can have the peaches because it's my bird. It's my bird, and nobody else cares about it. So I'm going to look after it the way I want now. Everybody else is nasty to this poor bird. Anyway, it's a nice bird, and leave it alone. It knows what it.
Bread, water, and meat.
Oh, she's shouting in the background. She doesn't know anything about what it wants either. She doesn't look after it. I look after it. I'm the only one that looks after it. So, it seems to like chicken soup. It likes the dog food. It likes water. It loves water. And it loves peaches. So, fine. It can have peaches. Give it some peaches. But they've got to be covered in sugar.
Did he eat the peaches?
Yes, of course it did. All the other birds, she's shouting in the background. Honestly, it's not very nice to have all these people telling me what to do when I'm the one doing the work. What do? They don't have it. They don't have any input. Shame on them. Tell them to shut up. Shove it up their jumpers. It wants some fish and chips. Well, unfortunately, we don't have fish and chips. I don't know where you'd get fish and chips here in the locality. But whatever we can give it, we will give it. And I'm not going to allow anyone to kill it. So it's quite happy there. And I've built it a sanctuary and it's safe. And I'm not having anyone destroy my sanctuary today because it's safe for today from the nasty cat. Because the nasty cat is evil. And we know who the nasty cat belongs to. And I'm very cross with her. And I will tell her what I think of her because I don't want that poor bird hurt again. and nasty seagull that attacks it. Well, it can't get in because I've created a sanctuary with umbrellas, and the angle is impossible for the seagull to get in. So there will be no way that the bird will be hurt tonight. So it's going to have a nice sleep tonight. It'll have to learn to cope with a small space. It's not a big space because it was used to having a bit more freedom. But I'm very sorry. I'm looking after the little bird, and this morning it was nearly killed, and I'm not having it killed because I love the little bird, and we're not having Minnie Thatcher hurt, are we? Yes. So I'm very loyal to this. Right. You're very entertaining in your neighborhood. I think most of the neighborhood hate me. Of course, the neighborhood here hate me because I'm looking after a bird and they don't like the bird and they want to kill it. All these German people want to do is kill the bird. Not the ones next door, but the other ones. They all want to murder it. So, well, if they murder it, they are actually committing a crime. That's not a very good idea, is it? Don't commit a crime, you silly people. Anyway, the little bird is doing no harm to anybody, and it's quite happily sitting there, and it's enjoyed its peach. Here you are. It's made a bit of noise. It wants to join in. It's saying maybe it wants a Yorkshire tea, precisely. Maybe it wants a glass of wine. I don't think it deserves a glass of wine quite yet. It's a bit young for that. I think it's about 5 years old at this stage in its life. But you're not having a glass of wine, but you might be able to have a bit of Yorkshire tea. Here we are. No, honestly, here we go. There we go. Anyway, it's making a bit of a racket, so I'm very sorry. Honestly, this TV show is ridiculous. Here we are, me under the umbrella of the umbrella that protects little mini Thatcher. I don't know what we're doing here, but anyway, it's quite safe, so it's all right for tonight. Yes, we know we've already consulted the RSPCA and everything else, all their websites. You meant to give it dog food. So we give it dog food and we give it the chicken soup because the chicken soup's got lots of nutrients, and I give it Pellegrino, which has got lots of minerals in it. And we better go and get some more Pellegrino tomorrow because I love drinking Pellegrino myself. But that bloody bird has drunk most of it. So we need to get a bit more. It only costs €3 for 6 bottles. So I think we better go and get a load of Pellegrino and a load of dog food. The dog food is the most important thing. And I suppose we could try mashing up some of these stupid bananas, but I don't think it'll... I don't know. I don't think it's going to go for the bananas. But we can give it a go. We'll give it a banana and see how it goes. If it likes bananas, it can have another banana. It could be Bananarama, couldn't it? So there we go. Yeah. Right. Okay. So right. Okay. Which topic did we talk about next? We've been through Meghan Markle. Okay, right. Next topic. Next topic in my book. God, I've got a different book. I wish I had all my books, but I don't. I hope many of you have signed my petition to save the sloth. We're well over 1,000 now. We're nearly at 1,100. Please sign and share. I haven't got the link, or do I have the link? Here we are. Yes, I do. Right. Right. We're now at a total of 1,051. So we're nearly at 1,100. Please sign and share the petition about sloths. So, right. Okay. No, that's the... No, I didn't mean to press that. Oh, I don't know where you've all gone. Gosh, lost the window. Oh dear. Oh, here we are, live. Yes, that's me. Okay, so we'll please sign the petition if you haven't already. We need you to. Oh dear, I don't know how we do this. Control V. No, it doesn't work. Oh dear, I don't know how we copy and paste. It's totally different to an Apple computer, this thing. It's total nightmare. You press Command C, and then I thought you press Command V. Clearly not. I don't know. So I'm very sorry. This is a French computer. Oh, here we are. There we go. I've sent you the petition. If you haven't signed my petition, you bloody well better sign the petition, because I'll be very cross with you if you haven't. And I do get a list of the people who've signed, so I do know if you haven't. So hurry up and get signing. We must save the sloth. We don't want sloths kept as pets in Great Britain. You know, I've got this poor little bird here. I'm trying to look after it. So I want you to help the sloth in Great Britain. Please, 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 please. I beg you to support the sloth. Save the sloth from being taken to the home of Tamara Eccleston and all those horrible people, because sloths are solitary creatures and they should be left alone. They should be in the Amazonian rainforest. They should not be in a mansion in Kensington for the plaything of the spoilt brats of a nasty, nasty daughter of a coffin-dodging fraudster. So thank you very much. Thank you. Right, okay. What do I think of Elon Musk? Well, you know, I've said it all along. I said the pair of them would fall out very quickly. I'm surprised it took so long. You know, I said that at the beginning. I said those two cannot be friends forever because they're two egos. Egotistical people can never be friends because one has to be bigger than the other, obviously. So this was always going to end this way. And I predicted it long, long ago. And you go back to watch my videos months and months ago. I've always said it, and I don't know them. I know it. I knew Ivana, the wife of Donald. I've met Ivanka. Ivanka is a very nice lady, very pleasant. I don't like her brothers. I think they're disgusting, evil elephant and lion and giraffe slaying monsters. Anyone who goes around killing beautiful animals of that type, get out of my hair. Don't like you. So no, I don't like those people. And as for Kimberly Guilfoyle, you know, who was married to one of them, but she's now moved on. Well, Kimberly was married to my friend Gavin Newsom, who of course is governor of California. He's a Democrat, and you know, now she's the ambassador to Greece. Kimberly couldn't be the ambassador to a bloody bus ticket. She's an absolute twit. Kimberly is one of the thickest people I've ever met. Gavin is doing the right thing gradually with the Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers I've been campaigning for many, many years. Everybody knows this. But Robert Rand, of course, and Hazel Thornton, two people I know very well, but had never met. They are the best. Hazel was on the jury in the first case. Robert has been the journalist on every case. Robert is absolutely one of the best people I've ever come across in journalism. He has been loyal to his story, and look what's happened. It's gone from the evil boys to, well, now they should have been let out in 2016. They should have been paroled. The narrative has changed. And well done to Robert Rand, who is the biggest campaigner on the planet for the Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers were abused by mother and father. What two wicked people they were. But the father was particularly wicked, obviously. He was more wicked than the mother. But the mother said, "Oh, I'd rather you were abused children than I was abused." Well, that's a very nasty thing to say, also. So she's not exactly Mrs. Special, is she? 61 members of the family came forward and said they were abused. They were ignored, all of them. And there were two of them, two nasty little rats in the family, the rats who wanted all the money. Oh, they said, oh, no, 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 of course nothing ever happened. No, 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 no. Yeah, well, one of them's dead, thank God. Good riddance to you, you piece of rubbish. And the other one, well, shame on you. You're going to live the rest of your life out in shame because everyone will turn on you, you little rat. So the Menendez brothers deserve justice, and it's about time for change. And I love to support a case, and we're supporting the case of Jeremy Bamber. Jeremy Bamber is, the CCRC. Come on, get on with the case. You've had years and years to do it. In 5 years, you've examined 4 pieces out of the 8 pieces of evidence. Get on with it. What are you doing? But you, Mrs. Oh, the bird is getting unhappy. I'm sorry. A distraction. But in 5 years, yes. Oh, it's trying to join in. See, justice for Jeremy comes from our little friend. Yeah, come on, you can make a bit of noise. If you want to make some noise in favour of Jeremy Bamber, yes, come on, little bird. Whatever you want on our side. Anyway, so we support justice for Jeremy. Let's be honest, and it's time for Claire Mandel. Yes, well, we don't need to talk about her. That's got nothing to do with it. You don't like Jeremy. You don't like Gavin Newsom. Okay, fair enough. He's a controversial governor. You don't like Claire Mandel. Well, Claire Mandel's nothing to do with this. She's just the joke of the story. So let's get back to the serious matter, which is, Jeremy Bamber. Jeremy Bamber. It's time that they got on and examined the case. Enough is enough. We don't need any more of this nonsense. This is a complete load of rubbish. It's time for us to get on with this. I don't know where my latest notes are on this matter. Sorry, I don't know where my notes are. I can't find those notes on that. But honestly, I will say this to you. The Jeremy Bamber campaign team worked bloody hard, and it is jolly well time that we have justice for Jeremy. So I don't know which notebook I've written this down in because I've got too many notebooks. That's the problem. Okay, let's see. No, I don't have it with me here. So anyway, all of you, we are ready to support Jeremy Bamber because Heidi Blake wrote a fantastic article. The Guardian wrote a fantastic article. It is time for Jeremy to get justice. So we're supporting Jeremy Bamber. I'm 99.9% now behind Jeremy Bamber. I was 40% behind Jeremy Bamber at the beginning. I was not, there is a chance that he's not telling the truth. I do believe in Jeremy Bamber, and I think that all these Sheila Cafel groupies and this stupid woman that wrote the White House Farm thing, who wrote the Pottery Cottage thing, Carol Ann Lee. I'm not a great fan of Carol Ann, to be honest. No. Jeremy Bamber is innocent, says Cult Television. Well said, cult television. We say Jeremy Bamber is innocent. Jeremy Bamber, we're with you. We're up there. We are all with you, Jeremy Bamber. And, my friend went to school with Jeremy Bamber, my lovely friend Jonathan, and we believe in you. We all believe in you. It took me some time to believe in you because I had to examine the detail. But once I understood the detail, your sister was the killer. Sheila Caffell is the murderer. She was a psychotic who went mad with a gun. That's all that happened. You were outside the house, and she went mad inside the house with a gun. And it's very, very sad because Sheila was actually a lovely lady, from what you said. You actually didn't dislike your sister, but your sister went mad with a gun. That's what. But she was your adopted sister, and she was psychotic, and psychotic people do stupid things, and that's what she did. It's simple as that. And all of these monstrous people in your family wanted to get hold of the money, and that is why they framed you. I totally understand the situation. Um, she couldn't have killed herself because of the length of the gun. You're totally wrong. You don't understand it. Go back and read the case. Um, what a load of rubbish. Sebastian Bluewater, whoever you are, you're talking utter rot. So you're absolutely wrong. Go back and read the case. What about the multiple silencers in the cupboard and how they were moved around? So, Sebastian Bluewater, I'd like to know how 3 different silencers were moved around. Thank you. If you could give me some evidence, please, before you come out with your outrageous claim. Come on, let's be having you. Let's be having your claim because your claim makes no sense to me. So there we go. Sebastian Bluewater, I'd like to hear from him. Right. Cult television will agree with me. This is, an interesting thing where you get people who come along and they just want to stir the pot. So how could Jeremy Bamber be outside at 6:09 a.m. and there was movement detected inside the house when he was standing outside with the police officers? How could there be a phone call at 6:09? How could he be inside at 3 o'clock when there was movement in the upstairs windows, standing outside with the police officers? So in the 3 hours, what was going on in that house? There was a ghost. What was it doing? It was a ghost that was running around. What went on? Come on, tell me. Jeremy Bamber cannot be the killer because of the movement. The movement to me is the most important thing. There was movement inside the house at 3 o'clock, and there was a phone call from within the house at 6:09. Now, Jeremy Bamber was standing outside the house, so he cannot be the killer. So it's impossible. If you were Miss Marple, and last night I couldn't sleep because I was so upset about my poor friend who died in a horrible fashion. I watched Miss Marple because you all know that I love Miss Marple, and I watched At Bertram's Hotel, and it's the same thing. If something's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Jeremy Bamber was outside White House Farm at 3 o'clock in the morning with the police officers. Movement was sighted. At 6:09, a phone call was made from inside the house. Jeremy Bamber is not the killer. It's impossible. Miss Marple would agree with me. And that's why I was obsessed as a child with crime. I loved Miss Marple. I used to sit there with my little whiskey on a Sunday evening by the fire, and I was allowed to watch Miss Marple. because my parents were like, well, you're a weird child, and the housekeeper was like, oh, you're a weird child. So that's what I did. Well, I'm telling you this: Jerry Bamber cannot be the killer. So let the man out. I am campaigning for Jerry Bamber, and I said this to Philip of the campaign and Yvonne. Yvonne has spent most of her life. She's done 8 million documents for Jeremy. Yvonne Hartley is one of the most dedicated campaigners on the planet. What a fabulous lady Yvonne is. Look, she could be completely wrong. Oh dear, I think our little bird's getting a little fractious. But anyway, maybe the little bird loves Yvonne. But we love Jeremy Bamber. Jeremy Bamber, honestly, it's time for him to be let out of prison. Shame. Oh, here it is. It's going again. We need justice for Jeremy. Justice for Jeremy. So I'm going to continue to campaign for that. So there we go. Jeremy Bamber is a man who has been wrongly imprisoned, and I'm not going to shut up about it. I don't shut up about anything anyway. Take me on at your peril, because I'm not a nice enemy to have. But we want justice for Jeremy. And we'll get it. We got justice for the Menendez brothers. We've had their sentence reduced already. We've all campaigned for that for many, many years. And we will continue to campaign for the Menendez. They will be let out soon. So we'll get justice for them too. Yeah. Bamber will be released, says Cult Television. Bamber, Cult Television, you've always been on my side. You always knew I wasn't lying. I didn't make it up. It just didn't make sense. I went from 40% convinced to 99% convinced. Of course he won't be a vicar, says Matt Grover. But anyway, look, life is a roller coaster. Who knows what will happen to us all next? But tomorrow morning you could wake up and find you're arrested for killing somebody, and you're completely innocent, like Jeremy. And one would hope that you'd have the support of people like us, because we look at cases and we say, that's what I do anyway. I look at cases and I say, well, this one, of course, Lucy Letby, lock her up for fucking life. I can't stand Lucy Letby. Lucy Letby is evil. She's a monster. I don't want anything to do with her. I'm not interested in her. She's like Rosemary West. No thanks. Toxic. But there are other people out there, like my friend Omar Benguit. Well, no, my friend's brother. I don't know Omar Benguit, but I know the sister. And what a lovely lady she is. And Omar, if he would admit his guilt, would have been out of prison by now. But he won't admit his guilt because he's not guilty. So Omar Benguit. Mark Alexander, let's get him out of prison. Let's get there's a few people who should not be in prison. There's lots of people who should be in prison, I will say. Lucy Letby, particularly. So I really can't stand her. And Rosemary West, keep her forever. And Myra Hindley and all the rest, keep all that lot. But anyway. Do I support Rosemary West? I do not support Rosemary West, and that is extremely insulting, Sebastian Bluewater, whoever you are. Why don't you bog off? Why don't you get off my channel? It's awful. How dare you? I have nothing to do with Rosemary West. What a ridiculous comment. Rosemary West is a revolting, evil woman, and I would never support such evil. How dare you? That's awful. I think you're mentally unhinged. Get off my channel. Get out. If you're any of these moderators, ban this person. Get them out. I want them gone. What a horrible, horrible person. Why on earth would you want to associate with that? What a ridiculous comment. Wouldn't you agree, men?
What?
This person wanted me to support Rosemary West.
I don't know anything about them.
She doesn't know anything about Rosemary West. Anyway, I want them banned from my channel. Get them off my channel. Do I think Rosemary West was worse than Fred West? I think yes. I think she probably was because she enabled her evil husband. Yes, she didn't stop him, so she could have reported him. So yes, she is worse. Definitely, I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with that question. I just don't like people saying that I should, Anyway, forget that. Bog off, whoever you are. Get off my channel. And I will say that I'll speak loudly, as loud as I want. I'm not scared of anybody, but you bog off and get off my channel. I don't like people who support Rosemary West, child killer. That's disgusting. That's sickening. It's wrong. I don't want anything to do with such people. Please, leave me alone on that front, you bastards. Precisely. The neighbors. But it's nothing to do with the neighbors. These are not neighbors. These are just people who are just on the internet. Anyway. Right. Yeah, well, I don't like the person. Oh, no, some of you are trying to say, I'm being mean. Oh, I'm being mean, am I? Oh, yes. Oh, of course, I knew this had happened. Well, if you don't like it, bog off. Get off my channel. You're not entitled to be here. If you don't like it, if you don't like my rules, go somewhere else. If you don't like my rules, get out of my room. Go away. I really do not wish to be abused by supporters of paedophiles and rapists and murderers. So shove it up your own jumper. That's my kind way of talking to you. If you want the nasty way of talking to you, if you carry on, you'll get the nasty way. So shove it up your jumper is my kind way of saying go away right now. Don't ever come back. Just don't darken this door again. I don't need people who are nasty about, victims of crime and murder. I know a lot of people who've been murdered and horrible things have happened to them, such as Stuart Lubbock and all sorts of others. So go away, get off my channel, shove it up your jumper, and fuck off. That's the only the expletive I'm going to add at the end. But get off my channel. But if you come back, I'm going to get more angry, and I'm going to get. I will get rid of you. Don't worry. You are nasty people, but I hope the F off gives you a clear indication of my feelings. So get off my channel. Bog off. I was kind at the beginning, but I'm sorry. I don't like people who abuse nice people who I know. Don't pick on the nice little people I know. That's not very kind because they can't defend themselves, but I can. So you can get an F off because it's better to tell you to F off because it's quicker and it's clearer. As my father said, there's nothing wrong with an F off. F off is a very useful piece of the English language. When you want to use it, use it. My father often uses it, and he's 103. So at least he's capable of using the English language. And my father does many, many things. So at least he's a talented, wonderful person. So come on, man up, grow up, and show up. Take us on. We're not scared of you, whoever you are. Right. NWEV says, I'm with you 100%. Thank you. Would I rather never be able to have a gin again or never be able to eat a minute cheddar? Well, I'd rather have the gin, obviously. Straight away. How can my father be a certain age? Well, that's what he is. He's just an old person. Um, make cult TV a moderator. I'm sure he wouldn't want to be. I don't think he's interested in all that. Talk about the McCanns. Well, okay, the McCanns. Yes, the investigation has ended in disaster. It has been a total waste of time. It's been a total waste of money. What was the point of the investigation? There was absolutely no need for the investigation. Just yet another holiday jolly for a bunch of police officers. They searched an area that had already been searched. Where's my notes? Let's find my notes. Which book was it in? It was in this book. Okay, right. Okay, well, I did watch. He's not my favorite person. I can't stand the man. His name is Mark Williams Thomas. You know, he's the PR spokesman for Michelle Mo. Sorry, Michelle Moan. Um, and he says the McCann search found nothing. The direction of Hans Walters, it was fixated. It got no evidence to support anything. It was ignored. Much evidence that could have been used. Instead, you know, they could have gone after proper evidence, but they didn't. They instead were fixated on Christian Bruckner. Christian Bruckner is an evil man. We all know that. We all know Christian Bruckner is a monster, but that does not mean he is the killer of Madeline McCann. He has nothing to do with Madeline McCann. Let's be honest. How many times in the last 5 years have they tried to pin Madeline McCann on Christian Bruckner, the ugly looking paedophile who is disgusting and revolting? And his victims are generally 17 to 80. Nasty man. Anyway, and now we have the news story, of course. So they've thrown a news story into a spanner into the woodwork. The English German drunk couple. So we've got the English German drunks. Now, why don't we know their names? We don't know. Nobody knows their names, as usual. This is what they always do. They name a pair of people, or a girl who wandered around the supermarket and saw somebody who looked like Madeline or whatever. Anyway, we've got the English German couple who were both drunk and they had a row, and allegedly they ran Madeline over. This is the latest silly allegation. They ran her over and then they put the body in the car, and then they refused to tell anybody what they did with the body. Seriously? German police, are you deranged? Spinning out such a stupid story? That is the most silly story I've ever heard yet on this case. Well, there would be blood on the road. There'd be all sorts of evidence here, there, and everywhere. So, what a load of old rot. So, yes, the latest investigation has produced, as I predicted all along, 30 police officers going off, digging around. Zilch, zero, nout, nada, nothing. This is a shameful waste of money. There are so many people. 75,000 people go missing alone in the UK each year. If just a proportion of the 13 million spent on Madeline McCann was spent on two of those people, I can guarantee you would have found those two people. That is the outrage of the situation. Those McCanns are an absolute disgrace. Of course, if you were if you were Kate and Jerry McCann and you were innocent, you would, of course, keep campaigning to try and get your child back. I don't blame them for that if they are innocent. I don't like Doctor and Doctor McCann, as you know. I've never ever said they are guilty of anything. But what about other missing children? It is time to end this charade. The charade of looking for a child that will never be found has to end. Kerry Needham, my friend, who is a lovely lady, gets no help because she comes from a council estate. So she's an irrelevance. The lady who I met in the lockdown, the mother of Luke Durbin, her 15-year-old boy vanished, never found, gets no help, crying in a churchyard. She works for the Missing People's Charity. She gets no help. The little boy who came on the train from York, I forget his name, he gets no help. His parents get no help. But the McCanns continue to get another 100,000. Let's give them another 100,000. This is shameful. There are other people in the world who deserve help, and the McCanns have manipulated the system, and it is wrong. And I'm disgusted that the British state continue to fall for this crap that comes out of their mouths, and it is wrong. It is completely 100% wrong. What about the other missing people? We could have solved with that £13.5 million probably 10 cases. You wouldn't have solved 13, but we'd probably solved 10. Well, maybe we solved 9. But if we'd found 9 people who were missing, wouldn't that be better than this charade of nonsense? It's such a waste of money. And it is wrong. And I will not shut up about this. I never shut up about anything when I campaign about it. Because I'm a campaigner. You know, I get things done. And I do get things done. We don't do problems, we do solutions. And we want a solution. We want a solution to finding other missing people. Stop wasting money on McCann. McCann must stop. We have to get the McCann money stopped. So my mercenary campaign now is going to be, let's get the money stopped to the McCanns. I think it's time. I want to get those McCanns stop being funded. Now, my friends at the, when I did the program on Talk TV, they said, well, 100,000 is not much because it pays for 3 police officers. Yeah, but those 3 police officers could be working on finding somebody else, couldn't they? So let's get those 3 police officers finding somebody who can be found. I really want to help somebody. Let's get somebody found. Let's find somebody who really is, lost. We need to do that. We don't need to carry on supporting those nasty McCanns because they didn't pay for childcare, did they? They left the door wide open. They were known for giving their children sedatives. They weren't very exactly nice people, were they? So what's the quality of the McCanns? Not much, really, is it? So I campaign for people who actually deserve to be campaigned. Why do they deserve to be campaigned for? They should have been charged with child neglect. They are a disgraceful couple. Yet they got £13 million. And Kerry Needham, a lovely lady who's from a council estate, whose child went missing in Greece, she gets nothing. And all she's done is she's mouthed off all the time because good for her. She's made herself vocal and as much as she can. What a wonderful lady. You're a proper campaigner, Kerry. You're fabulous. Whereas those dreadful McCanns, they didn't even pay for childcare. Disgraceful. I support Kerry Needham. I don't support Dr. Jerry and Dr. Kate McCann. You are a pair of toe rags. And, all you care about was when you were having a drink with the Pope and you were hanging out with Obama and you were living it up with Philip Green on, a little plane, and you were on NetJets and you were doing this. You're real quality people, aren't you? You're a real you're a pair of twits. You're not nice people. I really will say this. Kerry Needham has run an independent campaign to try and find her son. You have been a leech on all the rich people. Oh, when you were having your little time with the paedophile, Clement Freud. Right. Okay. Well, can you not get there? Right. Okay. I have to go and get her the trolley. I'll be back just a moment. It'll take me 1 minute.
Sorry, I just can't get up there.
Right. Okay. I'm very, very sorry, viewers. Unfortunately, a certain person has to be dealt with in a certain way. Normally, she is prepared, but I'm very sorry. Anyway, we can't do anything about that. So, anyway, look, she's happy where she is now. So, anyway, cheers to you, cheers to me if we disagree. I will have to go and open up another bottle of wine shortly for her because no doubt that's what's going to be the next demand. So I better go and do that soon. And then we'll start a quiz. Well, we'll carry on with this program for the moment, but yes. Where were we up to? I've absolutely forgotten. Other than Madeline McCann. No, the Madeline McCann parents. The search has produced zero nout, not a nothing. It's a total waste of time. Of course, every year the little policemen like to go and have a round of golf in Pride of Luz, don't they? That's what goes on. So there we go. Sorry to say it, but that's what they're doing. It's a round of golf. So right, okay. Well, anyway, I think you're all talking amongst yourselves. I don't think I've got anything to say. Can I please move on? Oh, well, if you don't want me to speak, I'll bog off. I'll clear off. All right. Thanks. Pashal McCann says, can you please move on? Okay. Oh. I don't know. I don't understand why I'm being told to clear off. Right, okay, well, if I'm being told to clear off, well, that's not very nice. Right, you're listening. Right. Very strange thing that the person says. If I want to talk about what I wish to, as cult television says, I'll talk about whatever I wish to. Precisely. I don't need to be told to move on. I don't clear off. Precisely. I don't understand why whoever this person is. Right, okay, Tina De Silva. Oh, the battery's running low. We're going to have to move inside soon. Oh dear. Right. Right. We're going to have to move. This is going to be problematic, obviously. Right. Okay. We have to go inside. Okay. Right. We've got to move inside. So, right. Okay. We're on the move. It wasn't intentional. I thought we could sit outside here because it was fully plugged in. Obviously, I can't water the garden. And the poor old bird is right. We're moving inside. Right, we're moving inside, and we've got her going mad. Right. Okay. Right, we're moving inside. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, we can move inside. That's easy peasy. Now I've just got to plug the damn thing in. Right. My lovely friends who kindly loaned me this computer. It's very generous of them. So anyway, I'm plugging it in since we have no battery. So right, okay, we're now inside. Forget the wine and all the rest of it. We're now inside. So now it looks like I've got. Here we are. I didn't realise it's run out of battery rather quickly, but maybe that's because it wasn't fully charged. So anyway, never mind. It doesn't matter. Here we are. So we'll carry on. Right. Okay. Well, I'll put this thing into. I don't know if we need that thing or not. Do you mind this, or do you prefer this? Oh no, I can't get it inside it. Anyway, it's now inside it, so it's here. So anyway, here we are, a bit of a microphone, and yeah, we're here again. So I had to come inside. So what time does it get dark in the south of France? We've just seen it's getting a bit darker, doesn't it? So there we are. I don't know, but anyway, here we are. We're inside. I didn't mean to have to move, but suddenly. Well, I have to bring everything inside, so maybe we'll have a 2-minute break. Can you cope with a 2-minute break? The little bird is okay, but I'll bring everything that I think I need to bring inside. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. My telephone.
What's it doing?
It doesn't matter what the bird is doing. The bird's all right.
Sorry?
The bird is all right. Okay, now viewers, the bird is all right. We're going to close the door just for the moment. Right. Right, you need a bit more wine. We've got a pint of wine. I think that's enough.
Well, I need a bit more.
Not with a pint. You've
Oh,
got a pint.
what?
You've got a whole pint. Goodness sakes. Right. Gee whiz. Anyway, my program, you just let me get on with it. Right.
What?
Let me get on with my program. You're wrecking it. Oh, God. Whatever. Right, here we are. Sorry, I do apologize. We've come indoors because of the thing. We will carry on for a little while and then we will close the program and then we will have another program with a quiz. Okay, so the 167 of you who are here, fabulous to have you all here, but we will have a little pause whilst I get ready for a quiz because I do need a break. A little 2-minute break or whatever. I'm not going to sleep, no. You don't like the sound. Oh, right. You don't like the sound now I've come indoors. You preferred the sound outdoors. Right. Okay. Can you hear me now? No. It's okay. Right. You can hear me loud and clear. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's carry on with some conversation. Okay. I don't know why we suddenly had to come indoors, but anyway, we did. But here we are. So anyway, here we are indoors, and indoors we are. So right, okay. The next step on the old fine road. Do I have a wine cellar? I don't. My father does. Of course, my father has a very fine wine cellar. And my friend James Stunt used to have the best wine cellar in the world, actually. Lots of Petrus. So he had a wonderful wine cellar. I did drink rather a lot of that. So I'm very lucky to have drunk some wine. And my friends have obviously owned Berry Brothers and Rudd, and that's one of the finest wine merchants in the world. So I've drunk a lot of that. So everything they have. Yeah, I'm lucky with wine, and I know good wine. What I would say is, I know really good wine, really bad wine. The wine in the middle is my problem because I can never work out whether it's good or bad. That's my problem. I never work out which is the kind of mediocre because I can tell really good or really bad, but I can't tell. I struggle with wine because I'm not pretentious with wine. I don't mind a £5 bottle of wine, all right, but some £5 bottles of wine ahead of another £5 bottle of wine. Some £15 bottles of wine are awful. Most of them are. You know, I've had wine that costs £25,000 a bottle. I thought it was very nice, but I wouldn't have paid 25,000, rather 25,000 more. Yeah, my rich favourites. Right. Okay. You don't like the sound. Now I can decide you don't like it. Okay. Right. You don't like the. You don't like. Right. Now you see, the minute I move, this is the most stupid thing to do. I shouldn't have moved. Right, okay. My stream has been ruined yet again by moving. I should not have moved. What a stupid thing to do. We weren't doing this again. I'm very, very sorry. I'll shut up and I will try and come back in a few minutes. Take care. Thank you very much. Good night on this one. But anyway, lost all my audience yet again because some stupid person told me to move. What an idiot. I do apologize.